Before the doors of the Maryland State House opened, something remarkable unfolded outside. More than 10,000 people gathered in the cold morning air, families, students, elders, workers, all drawn by the quiet presence of the Walk for Peace. Ajahn Pannakara stepped forward, not onto a stage, but onto the earth itself, and offered a Dhamma talk to the crowd. He spoke of suffering, mindfulness, and peace. The same teachings he has carried across continents, now echoing across the lawn of a historic American state house. Only after this teaching did the monks enter the halls of government. They were first escorted into the Senate chamber, where the room fell into a reverent stillness. The first proclamation was presented, a recognition of their journey, their discipline, and the peace they embody. Next, they were guided into the House of Delegates chamber. The head of the chamber welcomed them with sincerity, offering the second proclamation. In a place built for debate, the presence of the Sangha brought a moment of unity. Then, the monks were led upstairs to the governor's reception room, a space reserved for the state's most honored guests. Here, the governor himself presented the third proclamation, speaking not as an official, but as a human being moved by their presence.
February 12, 2026. He heard his name.
We hereby proclaim February 12, 2026 as Walk for Peace Day in the city of Annapolis.
In this effort, present this to you. One more group that I forgot to mention.
And finally, in a gesture that reaches back to the earliest days of the Buddha's time, the governor invited the monks into his own residence.
This is where we have for you to sit down. You can leave any bags that you have here. Restrooms are downstairs. And then once you get your bowls, I'll take you over to get the food.
Alongside the First Lady and a senior state official, they prepared to offer the meal.
Our Bhakta will give blessing to the donor. The Maryland State House offer the food to them. And now
Before the monks could receive anything, a white cloth was laid out on the table, the bridge between giver and receiver. Ajahn Pannakara began to chant blessings, not after the offering, but before it.
sada sotim avantu tem.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
As is the way in the Theravada tradition. While the chanting flowed, the governor, the first lady, and the state secretary placed their hands beneath the dining table as if lifting the offerings themselves, holding them with body and heart while the blessings were being recited. Only when the chanting was complete did the act of giving become fully formed, and the monks, in silence, received the food. In that moment, a governor's home became a temporary shrine, a place where generosity, respect, and tradition met in perfect stillness. There are several major kings in the Tipitaka who explicitly sought the Buddha's guidance on how to govern, and their dialogues form some of the most important political teachings in early Buddhism. One of the earliest was King Bimbisāra of Magadha. He ruled a vast and growing kingdom, yet he approached the Buddha not with pride, but with humility. He asked how a ruler should live while surrounded by power, wealth, and constant demands. The Buddha did not speak of conquest or strategy. He spoke of governance rooted in generosity, restraint, and compassion. He taught that a kingdom prospers when its leader protects the vulnerable, avoids exploitation, governs without anger, supports the spiritual life of the people, and practices moderation in his own conduct. King Bimbisāra listened deeply. He later offered the bamboo grove, the first monastery in Buddhist history, not as a display of wealth, but as an act of devotion and responsibility. His kingdom flourished not through force, but through righteous leadership shaped by the Dhamma. And in Maryland, on this winter day, a faint echo of that ancient relationship appeared again. A modern leader welcomed the Sangha with sincerity. He listened. He honored their journey. He offered food with his own hands, just as kings once did. And he received blessings not as a ruler, but as a human being touched by goodness. In the Tipitaka, this is how harmony is created. Public virtue meeting private generosity, power meeting humility, and governance meeting the Dhamma. What happened here was not political. It was timeless. A peaceful walk entered the chambers of state, and the state responded with reverence, just as it did in the days of the Buddha. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and comment below. May you be safe, healthy, and peaceful. Thank you.